Welcome to another research screencast presented by Mobile Active. In these presentations, we show a snapshot of the latest M4D research around the world. Near-perfect compliance of over 95% is essential for the effectiveness of anti-retroviral medicines. There is a wide discrepancy in non-adherence to ART amongst people living with HIV/AIDS. Today we are featuring the work of Dr. Curioso and colleagues. This report takes a participatory research approach to identify strategies in designing a text message reminder system to improve adherence to ART. The results were presented at the American Medical Informatics Association Symposium in 2009. The authors organized 4 focus groups at a clinic in Lima, Peru, and interviewed 26 HIV-positive patients who were receiving ART. The participants all owned mobile phones, had completed high school level of education, and frequently used the internet, mobiles, and SMS. Here are some general preferences as suggested by potential users of an SMS-based reminder system. They suggested message content should change weekly or daily to accommodate changes in mood and to prevent monotony and boredom. Some suggested messages should be crafted to have a motivational and/or spiritual tone, and emphasize the importance of keeping messages short, simple, and shareable. Now let's move on to what they suggested for content. Confidentiality is key to the fear of stigma and discrimination experienced by people living with HIV/AIDS. To circumvent this, messages should avoid sensitive terms like HIV and ART and keep the messages informative but discreet. Instead of saying it's time to take your HIV medicine, it was suggested to say it's time for your candy. The message content should be uplifting and encouraging. They could read, "Remember, it's time for your life." The author suggested using cognitive concepts in crafting messages. To design SMS reminders for ART adherence, Walter and colleagues came up with 5 recommendations. First and foremost, ensure credibility, maintain calmness, ensure privacy and confidentiality in the messages. In 160 characters, it can be hard to express cues or intonation, so convey the content clearly and minimize ambiguity. To improve confidentiality, suggest to users that they could delete the reminder after reading it. And test, and retest iterations of message content in the target group before widespread implementation. These preferences may not necessarily be generalized to all HIV/AIDS patients, and may be specific to only those living in Lima. With that said, the focus groups were also smaller than what the authors had originally intended. One challenge with focus groups is the potential for socially desirable responses which could add biases. But all in all, the authors are confident that the ideas and themes presented here are applicable in other settings. 2 broad lessons that Walter and colleagues bring to us from their work is the importance of involving the end user in the process of crafting text message content, and studying culturally appropriate means of communicating with target populations. Thank you for tuning in to Mobile Active's Research Screencast.